Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We have just got some brand new information regarding Little Nightmares and its ever-expanding IP. Today we have seen the announcement of Little Nightmares Descend to Nowhere. And yes, this is going to be a brand new comic series in the world of Little Nightmares. It will drag us into the mystery that divides sleep from waking. And it's limited to 4 issues per series, and it's produced in partnership with Titan Comics, and it will begin in 2025, and it's going to be exploring the link between, and it's of course on Bandai Namco's actual website. And of course it goes, a new mystery series in the world of Little Nightmares announced. Winter comes early this year. In a dark cell in a cold dungeon, a child awakens. On a lone bridge over a bleak river, a detective wavers. The fight of their lives has begun. The silent child, with her tattered shift and bandaged arm, shivers as the hissing snow falls from an unseen sky through the central shaft of her prison. She is not the only captive here. The echoes, sobs, and hushed whimpers from the other cages tell her that much. The lost detective, wreathed in fog, looks back on a life lived in the shadow of silence and stiffed by the apathy of others. She steps up onto the stone wall dividing the bridge from the river below. She is not the only victim of this aggravated entropy. She'll soon learn that from the unexpected footsteps behind her. Descend to the Nowhere, a brand new comic series set in the world of Little Nightmares, will drag you into the mystery that divides sleep from the waking. This limited 4-issue series, produced in partnership with Titan Comics, will begin in 2025, exploring the link between the distorted terrors of the Nowhere and the sullen humdrum of the counties. You can begin your descent into the heart of the mystery by following Little Nightmares on social media. Now, this is absolutely amazing. I am so glad we are getting a new comic, and not only that, we're getting 2 new stories. We're going to be, of course, following the detective and the missing child. Now, of course, I'm going to do a theory on this in itself after this video, so of course, if that interests you, make sure you hit subscribe. But we've also got something else really interesting, and that is, of course, the image attached to the announcement. Now, already, I love the colour of this image, and I love the sort of tone it's setting. Again, we see the missing child on the, of course, milk carton that highlights the whole missing. And we see the detective to the right struggling with whatever she's dealing with. Also, interestingly enough, we see underneath the missing girl with the taped mouth, a Matryoshka doll. Now, of course, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it looks to be some type of toy like that, possibly the last piece, but inside it, it looks to have some type of pill inside. Now, I do theorize that these pills are going to belong to the detective in some sense. I wonder, and of course, I'll call it early, I wonder if the detective and the child have some kind of family relationship or some kind of connection that will be revealed during the comic. And it's interesting because, of course, as we know, very rarely do Little Nightmares as a story highlight adults. Now, we have it once before, and that's, of course, Otto. But this time, we're seeing a little bit more of a shift. This time, the adult is struggling. Are we going to be shown how residents are made, or how the residents become the residents within the Nowhere? It's interesting as well because I want to highlight the whole bit at the end where we see that soon she'll learn from the unexpected footsteps behind her. Now, what if those footsteps are actually going to be the ferryman's footsteps? And we're going to, again, explore the possibility of the ferryman being able to trick adults too into the Nowhere. I am totally all for it. I actually am really excited to see how this turns around. And of course, as you can imagine, I am going to cover it further. But there's something else I wanted to point out, and it's, of course, the cages that's mentioned, especially with the child being captive. Now, we know of cages in the residence, but is there a correlation there, or is that a bit of a reach? Let me know what you think in the comments below. So far, I think it's going to be a connection, but at the current time, I cannot pinpoint exactly where. But I do think, as we know, Little Nightmares likes to sprinkle a little bit of possibility everywhere. So I'm not going to rule it out completely. But again, let me know what you think. I think this is super, super good news. I mean, not only do we have this brand new comic coming in 2025, albeit we don't know when exactly, but I think I have a correlation and sort of a timing for when it's going to come, because of course we know the game is coming in 2025, plus on top of that, the books. We know the books are coming, the ones that were leaked on Amazon. We know there are 2 sets of books coming alongside. Now, are they the same? I don't think so. I think those books that we saw on Amazon are completely different from the ones that are branded now, as in the partnership with Titan Comics and of course this story they're going to tell. I think that we're going to be seeing a little bit more of this IP, Little Nightmares, being spread out completely. And who knows if it's going to stop there. If this does well, maybe this could turn into an animated series or a TV show. Perhaps our dreams are going to come true. Everything that we abandoned originally after the plans of Little Nightmares 1, they're back. What if we're going to stumble into this IP just absolutely spreading as much as it can? And of course, I'm all for it. There is so many stories to be told, and of course, I'm already captivated by what I see. I really hope that the descent to nowhere is a lot darker, and from what we can see and what we're being suggested, I think it will live up to that hype. Again, I would be interested to see what you think about this. And again, in coming out with the game next year, the other books, what else is next for Little Nightmares? Again, it's really good news. If you're a fan of Little Nightmares, we are eating good. Bandai are cooking, and not only are they cooking alongside Supermassive Games, they are cooking with Titan Games. Who else are they cooking with? That mono chef joke, it was a little bit of a laugh, but at the moment I actually do believe it's canon. But that also begs the question, is this going to lead into a potential, and I know this is early days, and don't believe me, I know it's early days, but could this be hinting towards what we could possibly see in future DLCs for Little Nightmares 3? Are they going to kind of explore this option of taking it to a more darker area once sort of Supermassive are done with that story they're doing now? Is the DLCs going to take from these comics, or are these just going to be absolutely separate stories? I imagine they're going to be separate stories, but I want them to be connected because I want more Little Nightmares 3. But with that being said, I am going to go off on a ramble. I'm going to stop myself there. I am probably going to take a deeper look into the photo, see if I can edit anything. So far, so good. I don't think there's anything hiding away apart from those pills, which is very alarming. I wonder if they're sleep pills, actually. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you're hyped for some more comics. Of course, I'm going to be covering the comics. I'm going to be covering the news on Little Nightmares. So if you're not a regular on the channel, if you're new, my name is It's Just Jordan. Of course, I cover Little Nightmares extensively. I even helped write an episode of The Sound of Nightmares. So again, any Little Nightmares content, I am covering it. So if that interests you, make sure you hit subscribe and like, do all the usual YouTubery stuff. And with that being said, let me know what you think. I am super interested to see what the community's reaction is to this. I myself, all for it. The expanding of the Little Nightmares IP is a win-win for everyone. Again, all on board. So with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, and of course, wherever you are in the world, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next Little Nightmares theory video. Bye!